Brothers and sisters, happy Sunday evening. Glad to have you join with us on the Sabbath day, and I hope it was enjoyable for you as it was for me. I wanted to give you a quick update on where we are with our ward and what things are going on. And the first thing I wanted to do was express my love and appreciation for you. Um, I had a chance to meet with the ward council this morning, and I'm grateful for them and for all the hard work that they're doing. And they expressed to me how much that you have been able to serve and how good you've been. And it just made me very happy that we could share this time together that's so unique. And it's really an adventure, and I hope that you feel that. And I hope that you feel positive about where things are. If there are struggles or hard things, that I would encourage you to get with your ministering folks or your elders or Relief Society presidencies and let them know. And we'd be more than happy to see what we can do to help you. As we met, we talked a little about what we had talked about with the stake presidency and with the area presidency. This week, they talked to us that we should not expect Sunday meetings to return anytime soon. There's some talk that Sunday regular block meetings won't return until 2021. That was a little bit frustrating to me, I have to admit. The church has said that they were going to lag behind the government. So, for example, if the government says that we can have 10 people get together and visit, the church will probably wait a couple of weeks after the government says it's okay to open that up before we would allow 10 people to get together in a church meeting. And so they're trying to be cautious and not have the church be a place where the virus spreads in a large way. But what that means is that we're going to have to be creative in the next little while about getting together and about connecting. The rumor is, of course, that Utah is going to open up a little bit, that we would have perhaps allow gatherings of 10 or less people in the next week or so. What that will mean is that a couple of weeks after that, and when the church feels that it's safe, we will allow the sacrament to be delivered to every home, for example. And we also may allow, when that happens, for some smallish get-togethers or service projects that we're able to participate in. So it may allow us to have, for example, in-person interviews, temple recommends, things like that can happen. As ward leaders, we've talked about, and we may experiment with some remote or small group activities going forward. I appreciate the Elders Quorum setting up their virtual happy hour. I know some people are nervous about the word. It doesn't bring your own alcohol. It's bring your best soda that you would like. And some of the young women I know have done an Instagram talent show. And I know maybe when we loosen these up, maybe doorstep visits or some other social distancing visits will be allowed. But we'll have to experiment a little bit with those. And just want you to know that that's kind of coming, and we're trying to be as creative as we can be with those types of things. Along with that, one of the most important things that we can do right now is I want to stress again the importance of ministering. It's to know the needs that we have in the ward, but it's also just trying to get people to connect with one another. And so I would really encourage you to reach out more than a text if possible to your ministering families and see how they're doing, and just connect for a few minutes every week. And then if there are problems or things that we need to worry about, if you can report those up the chain so that we have an idea about where things stand. Excuse me. That would be very helpful. And I feel like it's very important just if we can see each other's faces, even for a few minutes. I know there's Zoom fatigue that goes on, and those are real things. But I appreciate it if you could reach out and share your experiences and your testimony with those in our ward. Along with that, I know there's some service going on. I've seen the Relief Society emails talking about sewing masks for first responders and those working in the hospital. If someone you're aware of in our ward boundaries has specific service needs, if you could contact Dave Cox as the Elders Quorum or Jasmine Romney for the Relief Society and let them know what those are and see how we can help out, that would be very appreciated as well. While callings are kind of on hold, there's not a whole lot to do with callings right now. We can't really call or release or sustain anyone. We know we have some move outs and we would like to get on top of what the calling needs might look like going forward. I know that we've got some people moving, and if you could let us know that what calling needs there might be in your various areas, that would be helpful. Talk to your organization presidents or leaders, and that would be great. Speaking of those that are moving, we're going to miss very much those people in our ward that are moving out. So I'm thinking of Rockmores and Tattons and Joneses and Englands, who in the next 5-6 weeks or so will all be moving from our ward. They've all been great contributors to our ward, and we're going to miss them all very much. I'm grateful that the Relief Society is organizing a drive-by that we could say goodbye to them, but it's not quite the same if we can't give them a hug and give them a good send-off. And I just wanted to tell those families how much I love and appreciate them. They are fantastic and great stalwart Latter-day Saints, and I wish that they were staying, and I understand why they're leaving when they are. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about is our missionary work. I would encourage you to write to our full-time missionaries, those that are serving from our ward. Excuse me. And also, if there are ways that we can help support Cade Brazier, who's home. He'll probably be home another in the neighborhood of a month. At least that's the rumor. I don't have any direct inside information there. I know they'll start reassigning those elders this coming week. And if you have a chance to allow him to teach your family, that would be fantastic. If you can coordinate that with Dave Cox or with Gabe Frampton, who's the Elders Quorum presidency member that's in charge of missionary work, that would be great. If you would like to Cade to set up a time where he could teach your family for a half hour or so. I would also like to encourage you to participate in temple and family history. I know it's a little bit odd when the temples are closed to be able to do temple and family history work, but this is really something that I know will bless your life. One of the things that I've found is that when I read the stories of my ancestors that have gone through hard things, whether it be coming across the plains or whether it be just trying to survive the Depression time or other struggles that they might have had, it gives me strength and it ties me closer to them to know that I can do this too. Helps me to know that I can find ways to make things work even when things get hard. If you can set a goal to do some temple and family history work, I think that'll be outstanding. And particularly if you go on and share a memory of your experiences in dealing with being home and how the virus has affected you and your family. We may actually have some experiments with gospel learning, some remote. I know temple and family history I know is going on with Bishop Allen helping out, and I appreciate all of them. I just wanted you to know that as I felt, a little bit disappointed in we're not having church for a little while longer, I was reading the Doctrine and Covenants this week, and I just had started. And I got to the point where Joseph Smith had lost the 116 pages of the Book of Mormon, the first ones that he translated. And he was despondent. And in Doctrine and Covenants, section 3, in the first verse, it says, the Lord tries to comfort him. And he says, the works and the designs and the purposes of God cannot be frustrated, neither can they come to naught. And it reminded me of the Wentworth letter where it says, no unhallowed hand can stop this work from progressing. And I think those lessons were learned by Joseph Smith early on as he went along. And I know that that's true. I know that even if we can't meet together in person, that we can find ways to love and support one another. I love all of you very much. I hope that you find creative ways to connect, and that as we go through this time that we can share our thoughts and experiences with one another in new and creative ways. And we will see you soon. Thanks for watching.